This time around, we are taking on double S difficulty of the Re-Destro Climax battle with not only an SR character, but also with the brand new Nejire. Let me show you guys my team. So here is the team I am going to be running to clear this Climax battle. And the cool thing about this team is that at the time of recording this, all of these characters you can get right now in the game, even if you are new to the game. So that Kirishima is free to play. You can get him from the case files. That Uraraka's banner is out, and that Nejire's banner is out. So all of these characters you can get, and I have already cleared this Climax battle once with this team right here. So I'm hoping I can do it a second time on camera, but of course things don't always go exactly the way you plan them. So we'll see how far we get, but I promise you, this Climax battle can be beaten with this team right here. I have an SR memory on Uraraka, I have a free-to-play memory on Nejire, and then I do have a summonable DX defense memory on Kirishima. But you can probably realistically run 3 copies of the free-to-play memory and get through this alright. So this is a team, potentially, that would work for newer players. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Let's hop into it. As we get into this Climax battle, there are a couple of things to note, and I've said this in previous videos before, but I'll say it again. The first phase, you want to target Re-Destro. Second phase, you want to target Geten and Curious. In the third phase, at the beginning of the phase, your characters will get blown out and your sub-slot characters will be pulled in. That is why we have rare characters in the sub-slots, so they die right away, and then we can get our main characters back in, and then from there, it's just pretty smooth sailing. The idea behind this Climax battle is to raise your defense as much as possible. That way, you are able to keep Re-Destro's stress down. If you don't have enough defense, Re-Destro gains stress faster. That is why this Nejire is so very good for this event, because she raises the defense of your whole team. The Kirishima is really good because he gives himself defense, and then Uraraka technically gives herself defense if she falls below 50% health, but she's more here for crit and healing. So with all that said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Kirishima's second action skill first, Ardent Frenzy, which is going to reduce damage to the character by 30% and also increase his defense. So that's what we want. And then we're going to go ahead and do Uraraka's home run Comet, and then we're going to do Nejire Wave, which is going to hit all opponents and increase the critical resist of all our allies, so we're not going to get critted as much, and it's going to regenerate our HP by 8% for 4 turns. So let's go ahead and do this. And Nejire is currently going to be raising our defense through her passive. I believe it's every time she's regenerating HP, she raises your defense or something to that wording effect. So she is going to be raising our character's defense right now. And you can see a defense up buff on all of our characters. It is at the very end of the buffs if you look above their icons there at the bottom of the screen. All right, with that, let's go ahead. And I think we want to run Kirishima last in the skill chain this time around, because this is going to shorten action skill cooldown time. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this, and then this, and we continue targeting Re-Destro. And you can see the one downside to this team being more of a, I guess, free-to-play friendly team is that it's not going to get this done quite as fastly as the compressed Deku team that you guys saw. That team just flies through this really, but this team is going to take a little bit longer to actually get through all of the stages, so keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and use all of our plus ultras right here. Nejire's plus ultra is going to increase skill impact as long as she has the ability to nullify status elements, and it's also going to give your allies the ability to evade, which is helpful for surviving this Climax battle. 31,000 on Re-Destro, which is great. 14,000. And you can see Kirishima hitting like pretty dang hard with a crit. He hits almost equally as hard as Nejire. Like he hits really hard. So, and there you can see the cooldown coming in. All the cooldowns are in a nice place. This team works actually fantastically well for what it does. Now the one big problem with it is we are probably still going to get frozen or stunned at some point, but we'll see if that ends up happening. All right, we should be going into a phase shift right here at the end of this turn. And so far so good, we haven't been stunned by Re-Destro, but this is the phase where a lot of the status elements get annoying and they just do status elements over and over and over again. So we'll have to see how this goes. Alright. I love it when Kirishima hits his crits too. For an SR character, an SR defensive character, he actually does a good amount of damage. Like, it's impressive. This might be one of the best SRs in the game, realistically, and he's free to play, guys. There's no reason not to have this Kirishima. Do your case files. Like, he's so good. Alright, we'll go ahead and use all of our plus ultras right here. And just to show you how good he is, he reduces damage even on his plus ultra and also gives himself a last stand. So, like, that's really good for an SR character. So if you are lacking the fantasy Kirishima, this Kirishima is a good option. Alright, so you can see Uraraka got stunned right there. That's the biggest problem with this, honestly, is the stuns that come in. It kind of messes up our skill chains, and you have to work around it with this team. But that's alright, so we'll go ahead and do this. We're not going to use the plus ultra, because then that will mess up with our skill chain. Go ahead and target Getsin. The crit resist is actually massive. It helps a lot with surviving this. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and use the plus ultra this turn. We should have a full skill chain next turn as long as no one's stunned or frozen. Kirishima's frozen. Hopefully he gets hit though. Yep, okay, so he's free. We're good. We should be able to do a full skill chain coming up. We want to do Kirishima's last to shorten action skill cooldown time. And you can see just how many turns this is going to take. It's going to take probably like 30 something turns to get to the end, maybe more. So just keep that in mind. This is one of the longer climax battles, like really long. We're going to go ahead and use all of our plus ultras here, hoping that nobody gets frozen or stunned. We'll see. Okay, as I say that, Kirishima gets stunned. And oh my goodness. Yep, see, that's the unfortunate part right there. Good damage from Nijire though. Nijire kind of carries us when it comes to like when we miss these plus ultras because of stuns and stuff. Alright, and we should be able to kill Getsin on this next turn. We're going to go ahead and use our action skills so we have a full chain. Getsin's dead. Beautiful. And now we just have to kill Curious off, and then we can start focusing on Re-Destro, and it gets a lot easier. Getting through this part is the hardest just because of the status elements, which are, you know, of course, annoying. I did use that in the wrong order for shortening action skill cooldown time, but it's fine. Kirishima just keeps getting stunned. It's times like these that it makes you miss fantasy Kirishima, you know, because he has stun resistance, but that's alright. And if you do have fantasy Kirishima, you could definitely run this team and it'd make it a lot easier. His banner is out right now too, but if you have to choose to summon between fantasy Kirishima and Uraraka, it might be worth summoning for Uraraka right now, because you can run this SR Kirishima, as you see, in place of fantasy Kirishima and do, you know, relatively okay. She's going to be really close to death here, if not dead, at the end of these autos. Oh, no, she's able to counter. Okay. Well, they'll take one more turn then, and then she'll be dead. That's fine. Do we use the... Yeah... Well, no, let's wait. Let's wait a turn. Yeah, we want a full skill chain. Okay, good. I'm glad we waited. Alright, it should be fine. Now we just got to focus down on Re-Destro. And we are on turn, what, 25 right here? So yeah, it takes a good amount of turns to get through this part, or this phase. That is for sure definitely the longest part right there though. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's not that bad after you get past that. And our defense is plenty high enough that we're not raising Re-Destro's stress, as you see. If you ever see his stress going up too fast, too quickly, that means you have a character with less defense than him. and just a million more turns to go. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So like I said at the beginning, it's not a high damage team. It does have a lot of survivability. It is something pretty much any player can do, even new players right now, if you are watching this video, you know, at the time of this climax battle going on. So you're able to summon for both of these characters, and you're able to get the Kirishima for free. 15,000. Okay, let's see how much Kirishima does. Bet you he does more than Nijire. He does. With the crit, he does more than Nijire. So, like, for an SR character, right, you can't say he's bad. He's so good. So good for an SR character. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. Which one do we want to use? This one is going to increase skill impact by 40% and also increase our plus ultra gauge. We'll do this. We'll do this. All right, perfect. And they're going to get swapped out. Nijire is going to come back in right now. And for this turn, you don't want to use anything. You just want to press turn start. Let him knock out your rares. Rares are gone. Nijire survives fine. If you look at her health, she's barely damaged. And now we just continue like nothing ever happened. And now we got all of our plus ultras. Kirishima's still tanking like a boss. And no one got stunned. Beautiful. From the resist. Alright, we want to try to do this before we get to 40 turns, if at all possible. Or 40 stress, rather. Actually, let's do it in this order. Oh, all crits. That's beautiful. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. All right, and this might get us to the phase shift here. It might take one more turn. We'll see. I think we get there. It's really close. Yeah, okay, we should have it after this. It should be a phase shift right here. As long as all of our autos land, which it looks like they did. And phase shift, perfect. Okay. Final phase, here we go. Now we just need to lower his stress, right? So we'll use all of our plus ultras. Hopefully he doesn't stun. He stunned 2 of them, of course he did. That's annoying. Alright, well, let's go ahead and use our 2 action skills. Alright, he's gonna plus ultra someone right here. Let's see who he plus ultras. That dodge was nice. Came in handy. All right, and yeah, we'll do this. He's almost down below 10 stress, which is what you need to be able to kill him. And for his last stand not to matter. Stop targeting Nijire, please. He's gonna go after Nijire. Watch, 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 watch. Oh no, it was after Kirishima. Okay, sweet. We take that. Ooh, we absolutely take that. Okay, that's good for us. All right. Go ahead and try to use these 2 plus ultras. Hope we don't get stunned. Perfect. And I think we're almost about to do this without anybody dying. We did it without anybody dying. That is beautiful. See, so there you go. That is a team with a free-to-play SR character on it. 2 characters who are currently summonable. It's not an altogether free-to-play team. Okay, that would be like next to impossible with the free-to-play characters they have in the game. You could probably do it with like Best Genus maybe, and this Kirishima and someone else, but it would be pretty difficult to put together a completely free-to-play team. So hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit more on Climax Battle, and I don't know if I'll be posting any more specific like teams for this Climax Battle. Let me know down in the comments if I should do more, if you think more would help you guys out. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed, please go down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.